Hi everybody, I promised yesterday I will do the video on a Facebook. It was supposed to come out yesterday, but there was a lot of things going on. I couldn't able. I was on a Facebook until almost midnight. There was things that needed to be sorted out, and I want to apologize about this, but I'm gonna do the video right now. So this video it's about the twin flames and facing the truth for the both for the chaser and the runner. Mostly the truth actually it's for the runner to face on it because the chaser he already knows what to do, but he doesn't accept the truth about the runner. So basically, what it's about the truth. Specifically about the twin flames, I had a lot of feedbacks about people, specifically when they're married. You know, they're both married. So here that is happen is that, like for instance, the connections between my twin is that she's married, she's got her baby, she cannot talk to me because a language problem, barrier problems, interference, whatever the situation it might be in your case. Usually the runner does not want to talk to the chaser, and there is a reason about, and that reason is the truth, and the truth is coming from a conflict. So there was a lot of questions about I love him, I love her. Why did they don't call me back? Why do they not respond to the love? Do they are blind? Do they are like no feelings? Did they just blow it away? Or what's wrong with them? Dio, we need some help. We need some guidance because a lot of people are out there walking like my twin. They're with problems of not understanding what's going on. So let's say, like for example, I will take my personal experience here on this one. Um, I'm a Bulgarian. I was married, and I used to live together with my wife. And when this twin flame hits, we kind of like separated. And the thing was that, like every chaser, I show up and like, hey, listen, I love you, to my twin. I went out, told her. I mean, her eyes were all like, that's me. Especially when you say you love somebody with your heart and soul, and she was all light up and she didn't speechless. Um, I wrote her a letter. It was a four-page letter that I wrote her. It took her like 3 months to figure out what's the real thing that's going on. But what happens is when that love hits you in the soul, you don't know what's going on with you. So with that soul love, it's empower your inner being. It's empower your internal self, and that love, it's not something you haven't encountered before. You don't even know what's wrong with you as a twin flame. You don't even know that you're a twin flame on that position. But what happening is that especially with people who are in the marriages, and that's the one reason actually the twin flames, most of them are married or in a relationship, is you to have the comparison of what is the real love, what is the true love. So, for example, right now my twin, she's married. She's still married with her husband, and there is no connection between me and her except in the soul. And once in a while, there is a things that blinking here through the cell phone, but that's it's a things because she's so mad about it that I talked to her about in the videos. But it is what it is. We have to teach the people because that's what I came here for, and doesn't matter if she's mad or not. It is what it is. So here, what's going on? There is a love between the two of them, and they know only the love within the heart. They don't understand the love within the side of the soul. So the truth for them it is that the heart is telling them, "Hey, listen, this is who you love, like she loves her husband," and the soul and that's how the everything goes towards to it, and that is like the society, the people, religion, and everything will tell you, listen, your heart, hey, listen, you married, you you have to be with this. Forget about that other stuff. That other stuff are cuckoo. Um, and the other side is take a look at it. Is it's the divine, it's the love, it's the power within the soul. So right now, what happening is inside internally, specifically on the runner, there is this duality. What is truth? It is my heart is truth, or is my soul is truth? And this is going to be internal fight within the ego and the ego inside of the twin flame, specifically within the runner. They do not want to talk to you because the ego is out of control and it zips it up the soul. And when it zips it up the soul, all it does is create a conflict inside of the runner. It's create the conflict of the truth. What is the truth? It is that person that it's inside of my soul, and I never experienced that love from the paradise with nobody else. Is that is the true person, or the relationship that I am with my husband and whatever the people they're telling me around. And that's why a lot of the twin flames they're married so they can compare and they can understand this. How do you know that your twin flame is your twin flame on the base of this? The runner, number one, is not gonna talk to you. They're gonna fear facing you, and they're gonna fear of the truth. Number two, anything and everything that it's connected with you, it's gonna create an aggravation. And anger, it's to punish yourself for somebody else's reason. But that anger that it's the experience, it's the internal anger inside. And they punish the ego, it's punish them for not listening their soul. And when they listen the ego is like, hey, forget about that over there. And the soul is like, what do you listen to it? You don't understand. This is your real love. Nobody can love you that much as that person. So that conflict it's coming all the time with them, and it creates a more and more confusion over time. And the runners, they start hating you. You're the only one person who can love them like this from the whole universe, and they start hating you. Does that sound familiar to you? If you're a chaser, you probably at some point you met the dark night of the soul because you hate your twin. Um, so the runner is gonna start walking towards that path until the anger gets so much, it's so aggravated that at some point the soul is gonna be like, you know what? I had enough of you, ego. I'm gonna step it up, and this is gonna be a revelation time for the runner. This is gonna be the revelation time for the runner. What is the truth? And the truth is the love soul is love soul. It doesn't matter what's going to happen. Once that love soul enters inside of it, it will work itself out one way or another, um, any given time. About a chaser, what is the truth about a chaser is that the chaser is chasing the true love. What the chaser doesn't see, the truth is that it has to give the time, the runner, to stop running. It have to face the truth to let it go of the runner. You have to face the truth of the runner needs its time and space to understand the separation in the soul. And if you try to contact your runner and try to get a hold on of them and they don't respond to you, it's because the time is not right for the chaser to connect. The runner will suffer internally until they get enough of that suffering. Doesn't matter what. They can hide for years, but they can suffer for years. And the chaser have to understand that when I stop chasing, the runner stops running. And that is the truth that a lot of the chasers they have problems with it. I mean, I just had an email today over the Facebook that he run away from her and doesn't matter what's going on. He doesn't reply on anything and everything. I have another email that was point out. It's like, Dio, can you help us out and on this relationship? I mean, your videos are great. Your videos are proper. You have to understand this is a soul connection, and people who do not understand that there is a soul connection in love, it's hard for them to explain. Most of the runners they don't want to see the truth that the love and the soul exist, and the only reason is that the ego inside of them it's too much. The ego it's fed by the society. Society says a lot of things. Society says you should have this kind of lifestyle, you should have this kind of relationship, you should have this kind of house. Once you marry it. Well, guess bull crap. Because here's the thing though, especially to the runner. If you're in love so much with your husband, why do you think was that love between you and your twin flame? It was that gonna be happening? Because if you love your husband or you love the other person, would that love connection in the soul will be just happening like that? And the runners they fear that truth inside of it, and the chaser fears that the truth will never come out. That's what it's chasing. As a chaser, you need to understand that the truth is truth, and when at the time the truth that comes out, God will interfere and it will say, you know what, I had enough of you two. Time to come up together. And when he says it, and you better listen because he knows what he's doing. And a lot of people is like, Dio, what is the connections between twin flames and God? Well, the connections between twin flames and God is God separate the twin flames for his purposes. And his purposes is lessons. I made the videos about lessons in the twin flames because the twin flames it's a lessons. It's a lessons for the society. Because, for example, I will give you a personal experience. Okay, I went to talk to my twin and I told her, hey, I want to talk to you. And there is a people who interfere and they say, don't talk to him. She watched me, but she didn't understand why she was watching me because she did not understand the connection between me and her. Because there is a vibration in the heart, but there is a vibration in the soul. And those people, it's their lessons they're going to learn over time that they should not step into it. And the twins, they have to face these lessons to listen their souls. And this is going to happen over time. For some, will take a years, 2, 3, 5, 10. It's a divine time. You don't know. The only problem it is that the runner is going to be have this unhappy life, this aggravation life, and this internal like loneliness of incompletion. And the chaser is going to live unhappy because of the same internal loneliness. Because see, the chaser, like me, he understands they can just go out to somebody else and say, hey, I love you, and somebody else and get live with it. At some point, the real twin flames understands this, and even if they try to get in a relationship, doesn't work out. And if it does work out, you as a twin flame have a lot of ego that works out in your life. Not because of the move on situation, because if you try to move on and didn't work out for 8, 5, 10, whatever times you try to have a relationship, you feel that it's not the true relationship. Only the true relationship you will have with your twin flame. And that's what happens inside of the soul. And that is the truth that the chaser does not want to accept. The chaser does not want to accept that they have to commit to their twin 100%. And if you don't commit 100%, guess what? Your twin will never commit 100% as a runner too. So this is how you stop chasing the runner. For you, there is no more anybody else but you. Over time, understand that even if you get in a relationship, there will be no relationship, because you can't love nobody else. You can love only your twin, because the soul wants its partner. The soul looks for its partner. And the runner, some days they're gonna feel that need. The soul is gonna be inside talking to him, and the more the runner zips it up, the soul, and say, I'm not thinking about him, I'm not thinking about him, I'm not thinking about him, guess what? They're thinking about you, because of the denial. And the more they zip it, the voice of the soul, the louder the voice in the soul is gonna comes in, and there's gonna be a day that the soul is gonna scream out, and that's when the revelations comes in. And that's why the dark night of the soul comes in, is like, you know what, had enough of you. Zip it up your ego. You know, you're a divine person, you have divine love, and you have to stop acting like a runner, and it's time for you to face the truth. And that's why the twin flames have this problems with understanding those truths, the one and the other, because it's hard when you are married for somebody else and your heart loves that person, but it's hard to understand that the proper love is inside of the soul, and those two truths cannot coexist. And if you choose the ego and your husband, um, you choose the suffering, and you choose the proper situation. And some of the twin flames, they say, well, as a chaser, you have to accept and be happy for your twin if they choose to live with their husband, and that is okay for some. But the soul will never gonna accept that, because the soul knows the truth. And the chaser, on that case, it's basically alone. The chaser cannot, he's gonna be continue chasing the runner for whatever times is, just because of it. And those are gonna be two people that they're gonna go through their lifetime, never completed, never being happy, never being fully happiness. This is like exactly like, you know, two people be brought into the paradise to have this incredible light and incredible love in the soul, and all of a sudden they get pulled out of parts and separated, and brought it down to the hell, so they can understand what the real love is. And another point up here, that if you're a chaser, you need to stop chasing the runner, but accept the truth that they are who they are, and they act the way they're acting now because of unsolved issues. The runner's got more issues than the chaser. The runner has to face a lot more problems and challenges compared to the chaser, as a truth. I mean, the runner is got more problems internally inside that needs to solve. And in my case, you know, she has to face the religion, she has to face the language, the culture, She's in her 30s. I'm 40. Um, for her, I'm probably an old man. Um, she probably fears what's gonna happen if she and I were together. She fears what did everybody else gonna think about it? Her family, her friends. And here's my point to this kind of people who are thinking like that. Um, if you have a daughter or a son that comes in and cry their soul out for somebody who they love, what would you do to your son or your daughter? If I'm your son, or my twin flame is your daughter, and she cries for somebody, and there is no explanation why does she cries for it. If you are her mother or father, what would you do to her? Would you help her out? Would you try to understand her? Or are you going to punish her? Or if I'm your son and I suffer so much for this woman and you understand that I can't love anybody else, what would you do? Would you punish me? Would you guide me? Or would you tell me stay in love and believe in God? And that's why the twin flames brings those lessons for the humanity, so people can start looking at that we are evolving as a species, and we're evolving to understand there is much more in us than just human bodies and reproduction and love and having a family and everything else. We are much more higher than that, and you don't know this until your soul start connecting to other souls and you understand soul love. So to my point, it is that the society does not like to learn the truth. There is a love in the soul. Well, here it is. We're here. We exist. So face it and accept it because it's coming next to you. And with that, I want to finish this video. I hope you like it. I hope I answered a lot of questions on it. And I will see you again. Be love.